All right, what is up, amazing students? What is up, my creative capitalists, my movers and shakers and forerunners and dreamers and doers and everybody in between? This is Professor G. I wanted to have a little afternoon tea here. Cheers, y'all. Got a little bit of side note, fun fact. I like to mix 3 teas. Dressings, I like to mix 2. I like to mix things, and hopefully you guys like to mix things a little bit. It's good for you. Got a little bit of caramel, got a little bit of Earl Grey black, and I got a little bit of green. But anyway, it's not what I'm here for. I try to shoot videos in my online classes for the very reason that you know, you're not in one of my seated classes, although you should take a seated class if you can. We do amazingly cool stuff in the seated classes. So I try as much as possible to try to incorporate a lot of that cool stuff here, but you can't do a lot of the in-class, you know, activities that we do. So I feel bad about that. So I say that to say, if you have the opportunity to take one of my classes, you will not be disappointed. And one of the rules in business is you should not... Am I getting it backwards? You should under promise and over deliver, right? Because if you under promise, that means that you want to strive for greater than what you're making your commitment to, and you want to over deliver, right? So you want customers to be really, really happy. The same thing in my classes as well. I try to under promise and over deliver. That being said, it's much easier to do that in a seated class. We have like really cool activities we do in class, super out of the box. It's a little bit more challenging in the online. So I try to do the best I can, not making excuses, because I don't accept excuses from myself, and many of you come to learn not from you either. What's good for the goose is good for the other geese, right? So anyway, I try to do the best I can online. So I say all that to say, one of the ways to kind of create that relational is to try to do some of these videos as well. So a few things. You notice on the screen you got a cartoon here, right? This has been around for a really long time. Smack yourself and say really, really. Don't smack yourself hard. Just do a little smack yourself. But anyway, not hard or violently, just an aha moment, right? So back in the day, you know, how do I say this? The education system was set up based on kind of a production line, right? Where the same, everybody gets exposed to the same parts and the same products. Well, we really learned that that's not the most effective way for education, and thus this concept of competency-based education has come around over the last probably 5 to 10 years. I'm a big believer in that. It's more of a show what you know type of thing. So, and I was a horrible student in high school. I just didn't want to be there because I was not interested in what they were teaching. I didn't understand it the way they were doing, and so I had to kind of learn things a little bit differently. But that being said, I love this cartoon. It's been around for a while. So if you look at this, I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. Bear with me. If you look at the cartoon, right, you've got the proctor or the professor or the imparter of information saying, for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree, right? Well, obviously the monkey has no problem climbing a tree, right? The monkey's made to climb trees. Penguin might have a little bit of difficulty. The elephant, depending on how he measures actually climbing the tree, if he counts being able to reach the trunk up all the way up to the top, maybe. The fish, no way. And some of the other animals, right? So the point is, giving someone an assignment does not necessarily indicate that they understand or don't understand the competencies. In other words, giving somebody a test, somebody can do very poorly on a test, and that isn't necessarily an indicator that they don't understand the competencies. They just have not been able to demonstrate it in a way that they're built for, okay? Conversely, somebody can ace a test, right? But that doesn't mean that they really understand the competencies, right? It's called retain and vomit. You retain everything and you hold on to it, and then you vomit it all on the page, and you have no idea what happened next. And that's why I don't give tests or quizzes. I think I mentioned that in my welcome video. I'm not a believer in tests or quizzes, okay? That being said, that doesn't mean that they're not legitimate in value, and someone who does is doing it wrong. I'm just speaking from my own experience. So that being said, I try to create experiences, as you guys know, and create a living classroom. As somebody who's been in business for a long time, I've been an educator for over 16 years, as I mentioned. I've been in business for almost as long. So I try to create. I'm looking down here because I try to keep these things, under 20 minutes, which is the average adult attention span. So I say this to say I try to create what's called a living classroom. I try to create a classroom environment that is living, a living example, set up a living experience that mirrors the business world. In my case, the business world. You can set up a living classroom to come alive with whatever the subject matter is. You can do it with history, you can do it with math, you can do it with science, you can do it with any subject. Business obviously is my forte, so I try to do that in business. That being said, you'll notice, and I'm shooting this video for all 3 of my online classes. So, if some of you are in, I noticed that some of you are in more than one of my online classes for the summer. So by watching it once, you don't have to watch it 3 times. It's the same video that I'm putting out there for all 3 classes. So I say this to say, if you notice in the syllabus, that's why I break down the assignments 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, right? Because I don't want one particular assignment to make or break you, right? I'm not going to let you off the hook if you're just like, well, I just learned differently, so I'm just going to not do my work. No, that's not acceptable, right? But what I do try to do is, rather than giving one assignment that has more weight than the others, if you happen to be really good at demonstrating your ability to show your competency in that way, well then great. But what if you're not? You see what I'm saying? So I do everything 20%, in 5 different categories on purpose, because I want to create that living classroom. Everybody learns differently, even in business, right? The way I learn, I'm going to go about doing what I need to produce and present maybe differently than somebody else. Now, there are certain things that I have to do it a certain way, but I like to have flexibility in my learning styles and in my ability to put that thing together. So that's why I do a combination of, discussion posts and articles and, the Learn Smart with the books and the case studies and, the final paper you guys have with the presentation, because I want to create this living classroom. I want to create a living environment where you have a whole bunch of different ways to demonstrate that you can climb that tree, so to speak. Okay. So that being said, I just want to share that with you guys. And as I stated before, I will select, if you haven't had a TED Talk in your online class, and I think you all have. I'm drawing a blank with Business 110. Business 110, you had, no, Business 110, you have not. I gave you guys a smattering of a few different things, but Business 139 and Business 151, you've experienced TED Talks. What I try to do is I don't regurgitate the same stuff each semester. I don't think that's good. Now, there may be 1 or 2 things that I'll carry over that I may find 1 or 2 TED Talks that I'm like, wow, this to me is a classic. I'm going to keep it. Generally, though, 85% I'm looking for different TED Talks because I want to stay fresh. I want to post fresh stuff for my students each semester. So I do look at the TED Talk videos, and I want to try to give you guys stuff that I feel like will hit home with you. And I'll mix it up with certain, written pieces that I'll ask you to comment on. Business 110's experienced that. You guys in the other 2 classes will, because I've got some written pieces for you guys. But my point is, I try to mix it up a little bit to create a living environment for you guys. That being said, I was thinking about for online, I don't, videos are important in terms of me giving you guys some FaceTime, some virtual FaceTime, because again, I think it's important for me to try to create as much of a seated environment in the online, because I want you guys to have a good experience. And I talked about at the beginning, I'm about creating experiences, but I'm not about just shooting a video for shooting a video. So like I was thinking, right? I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll just do a video on a topic or two, but I'm like, but why? And then we go back to the tree example, right? So just because I pick a topic out of the book and I talk about it, I lecture on it, which I don't really lecture. My lectures are more interactive lectures. I'm like, well, people may not, some people may be like, oh my God, I read this in the book, right? And that's why part of the reason why you have a book, because a book is, think of the book as an extension of the course, right? A book is one of the resources that you have for the course. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to do a video for the sake of doing a video, but I want to do at least a video every couple of weeks, because I think videos, it's a meaningful way of communicating, but I want them to be meaningful. So in thinking about this and really drawing on that, wanting to create as dynamic as possible a teaching and learning environment, and interactive and a living classroom, here's what I want you guys to do. And this is in for, again, this same videos in all 3 of my classes I'm going to post. I think it would be funner, more relevant, funner for me, and hopefully funner for you. I tend to make up words too, so I'm not sure if funner is a word is. You guys email me, okay? And make sure, again, the same standards apply with the email. Make sure you put your, whatever business, BUS, and then whatever the course number in the section. So you're on my VIP up at the top, right? But each week, or as I don't want this to become like an assignment, because it's not an assignment. But to help me help you, and to help me sort of help meet your needs and create that relevant interactive classroom, let me know topics you want me to cover, right? We're going to call it Professor G's Potpourri, right? I like to come up with catchy names. Hopefully you guys caught that on. Like week 1, I come up with a catchy thing. Week 2, I come up with a catchy thing. Week 3, because I come up with these little things, in business, sweating the small stuff is important. And I come up with these little things because I want you guys to grab onto that, and I want you to step into that experience for the week, whatever it is, right? So, and as a professional writer and as a speaker, words are important. I mean, they're important to me. They should be important to you. But I say that to say, we're going to start calling these things Professor G Potpourri, right? Look up what potpourri is. Google if you don't know what it is. But the short and skinny is, it's a mismatch of stuff, right? You don't know what you're going to get with potpourri. It's a basket full of randomness, so to speak. So we're going to call these Professor G Potpourri moments, right? And they could be anything. So you guys, if you're going through the weekly reading and there's a certain topic you want me to cover, or as you're going through your articles, right? And the reason why I have you guys do articles is because I want relevant real world tie-ins. As you're going through your articles, if there's something in the article you want me to sort of cover more on, that's fine too. So either a topic in the book, a topic that you've come across in the real world, another topic that could be directly or indirectly related to the course at hand. When I say indirectly, I mean, don't ask me, hey, let's go talk to me about gardening. Although I can tie in gardening to business, but you guys get what I'm saying. I want to leverage the videos well. So one, again, because I believe in the importance of the videos, I'm looking at the time, 13 minutes. I believe in the importance of the videos, but I don't want to just do a video for the sake of doing a video. You ever do that? You do stuff for the sake of doing stuff and you're like, why am I doing it? I want it to be meaningful. So again, it's not an assignment. I don't want it to feel like an obligation, because then what's the point, right? But as you guys are going through your weeks, shoot me an email and say, hey, Professor G, for your next potpourri, could you include this topic, or could you talk more about this, or what's your opinion on this? I don't mind giving you guys my opinions on stuff when it's business stuff, you know what I'm saying? I want to keep it within the confines of the class, right? Or even motivational topics, if it's going to help you push through to get to your goal, like the 3 feet from the goal, I'm all for that, right? So those are just sort of some things. The other thing is, I haven't forgotten about the suggestions you guys gave as far as the course competition. I read them, and I'm actually kind of thinking about which way to go in that direction. So stay tuned this week or the beginning of next, and I'm going to roll out what the rewards are. I appreciate you guys for contributing. The other thing is I want to say really quickly. So I want everybody to do well in all of my, not just in my courses, individuals that I have the privilege of encountering with, working with, serving, helping to develop in whatever way, shape, and form. I want people to do well, period. So that's why I do the lifelines, right? That's why you guys have 4 lines. Read your syllabus. I want, some people I want to shake you. Is your screen shaking? I hope so. I want to shake you. I'm like, dude, read your syllabus. Before you email me with some stuff, read your syllabus. It's in the syllabus. But I give you guys lifelines for a reason, right? Like I've said in my syllabus, because I know sometimes life gets in the way. So I drop the lowest assignment in each of the top 4 categories. I don't write things or come up with things from the position that I want you to fail. I come up with things because I want you to succeed. I want to position you to be able to succeed and step into your best version of yourself that you can, and even stretch yourself in some ways to even go past the limits that you thought you could not go past. That's what I'm talking about. So that being said, we're coming on 16 minutes. That being said, look, if you're not doing well in the course, first of all, be honest with me. Don't give me a bunch of BS, right? I can smell BS a mile away. And when you send me an email with a bunch of BS, I'm probably going to call you out on it. So, but my point is, if you're not doing well, right, or you didn't get off to a good start, you know, I'm not going to reach out to you and be like, hey, what's going on, right? It's your responsibility to reach out to me. And that's actually a really good life skill, too. But let me know what's going on. Look, I'm not, in order to be fair to everyone else, like I said, I don't accept email grades. I don't accept late assignments. And that's, again, to be fair to everyone, right? This isn't socialism, people. It's capitalism. Actually, if enough of you are interested in wanting to really understand more about the differences and why capitalism is amazing and socialism really it doesn't work, and it's not just me just blathering things off. I'm very much evidence-based, but I'm concerned about the misperception of socialism being what it really is. And just email me, and I'll be more than happy. I can give you some great real-life examples of, you know, capitalism isn't perfect, but it's the best system on earth. And there's a difference between greed and capitalists. There's no such thing as a greedy capitalist. You're probably like, Gargano, seriously, I see a lot of greedy capitalists. No. A greedy capitalist is an oxymoron. You know what an oxymoron is? I'll tell you. It's a contradiction in terms, like jumbo shrimp is a contradiction in terms, right? Jumbo shrimp. Dry ice is a contradiction in terms, right? There's no such thing as a greedy capitalist. If you are greedy, then you are not by nature a capitalist, because true capitalists are among the most generous people around. True capitalists want people to succeed. In fact, for capitalism to truly succeed, more people have to be successful. So for someone to say capitalists don't want people to succeed, it's irrational and it's illogical, because in and of its very self, in order for capitalism to succeed and to thrive, more people have to succeed and thrive. But anyway, I could do a whole video on it. I'll try to keep it under 20 minutes if enough of you have an interest. So that being said, because we're closing up, we're coming on 19 minutes here. Where was I going with this? I went down a rabbit hole. I got to trace it back up. Oh, boom, here we're going. So if you got a bad start and you really just didn't do a whole bunch of stuff that you need to be, keep it real with me, be honest with me, and make me a deal, right? Again, you know, for the sake of being fair, I can't accept late works. I can't accept email assignments. I won't, because it's not fair to everyone else. But I also want you to be successful. So I don't know if any of y'all watch The Amazing Race, right? I love The Amazing Race. I just do. There are some rounds that are non-elimination rounds, right? So how does the game make it fair to everyone else? So let's start somebody like, sorry to tell you, you're the last team to arrive. And then they get all dramatic. Oh my God, what did you do? What did we do? And then, you know, what's his name does a great job of just standing there with the face on, not like tipping his hand. And then he's like, But I'm pleased to tell you, this is a non-elimination round. So what that means is the next round going forward, you're going to have a roadblock that only your team has to do. So why is it Phil? Phil's his name, it's Phil. So why does Phil do that, right? Because he still wants to give people an opportunity, but it's got to be fair so it doesn't make the people feel like the ones who actually did what they needed to do, it doesn't count or it's disenfranchised. So what are your non-elimination rounds? A little over 20, but I'm closing up. What are your non-elimination rounds? Obviously, your weekly assignments are your non-elimination rounds, right? I already built in the four lifelines. So your weekly assignments are non-elimination rounds, right? But what if you didn't submit your subject for your final paper? And some of you did not, right? Well, that's a big part of your grade because that's part of the 20% of your overall final paper. So again, I'm not going to reach out to you. That's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility. Again, good life skill, to reach out. But am I going to accept it late? No. We got payments coming in from PayPal. That's all right. What was I going to say? Am I going to accept it late? No, because like I said, it's not fair to everyone else. Am I going to accept it via email as a graded assignment? No. Now, obviously, I'll let you email it to me because I need to approve your topic, but it's not going to be graded, right? But you and I could work out a deal. What do you want to work out? We could work something out on the back end where eventually down the road, you're going to have to do a road block, right? It's going to have to be something extra that you're going to need to do. You're not going to get full credit. Forget about that because that's definitely not fair to everyone else, right? So you won't get full credit, but like Amazing Race, hey, if you encounter a non-elimination round, such as one of the larger assignments, or overall you just crashed and burned, I'm willing to make me a deal, right? Part of a living classroom in business is, well, how are you going to fix this, right? That's a great life skill. How are you going to fix this in a way that you're comfortable and I'm comfortable with it, right? Because it's all about learning and growing. On that note, I don't want to go too far over. I want to close this down. So let's review what we learned today. One, we learned about you need to make a deal. Let's make a deal because at the end of the day, I want you to enjoy the journey of this course and be successful. Words matter. Step into each week's experience. Email me your suggestions for topics or my Stitch Fix is on the way. Email me your suggestions for topics you want me to cover that you read about, current events, other things on my opinion what has to do with business in your respective classes. Number 4, I'm going to get back to you guys on the final decision with what we're going to do for the reward for the course competition, which is also part of living classroom experience. On that note, y'all keep doing a great job. For those of you who are doing a great job, for those of you who, look, we're not going to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, use that as an opportunity to let conviction come upon you, not condemnation. Condemnation is not good. Condemnation tears down, and it's not productive. Conviction convicts you to say, you know what, I need to fix some things, I need to change some things, and it builds you up to do better. So use this as a pep talk and as an opportunity for you to grow. And for you to make a deal, let's make a deal. All right, y'all, peace out. I'll catch up with you later. By the way, I enjoy reading your discussion posts. I really do. So keep up the good work for those of you that are posing. All right, I'm out.